Hello everyone, welcome back to my daily LongPlay stream, where I play through my current game, whatever that happens to be at the moment, for a couple hours just about each day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, from Sunday through Thursday. I'm playing through the Outer Worlds on the Xbox One, available on Game Pass, so check it out if you are interested in Fallout-style action RPGs. You might find it interesting. A quick programming note here, I'm late today. More than a half an hour late. I've been having technical difficulties out the wazoo. I recently installed a new SSD into my computer, and while I don't necessarily think that the SSD had anything to do with the issues, in fact I know it doesn't, the process of taking apart my computer and putting it back together resulted in me plugging in an HDMI cable where it didn't belong. And that's not innuendo. I accidentally plugged in the HDMI cable from my Oculus Rift into the output of my capture card, which resulted in my Xbox One X only being in 480p for some reason. And it took me way too long to track down the problem. And when I finally took a look at the back of the computer, I saw that there was an extra cable plugged into the capture card that shouldn't be there. So I unplugged it and that fixed the problem. And then I had some problems with my capture software, and my computer wouldn't restart, so I had to hold the power button until it's turned off and then turn it back on. So yeah, just nothing but technical issues this morning, but here I am. I'm playing the Outer Worlds on the Xbox One. I think I'm near the end of the game. So I'm gonna jump into it. I still have some lingering oddities with the Xbox One X, like it's suddenly deciding, hey, your TV doesn't support Dolby Vision now. Not that that matters, because I don't have any apps on it that utilize it, but still, my TV totally does support Dolby Vision, and I need to get to the bottom of whatever issue might be causing that, if for no other reason than to just say I fixed all the problems that might have resulted from whatever this nonsense was. So, putting that aside for the moment, here we are in the Outer Worlds. I am at the threshold of the point of no return. And, yeah, we basically need to break old Phineas out of jail, space prison, maximum security space prison. And yeah, the computer ADA, the computer core ADA.
The bottles of Raptidon musk. One has broken.
There's no more cows in here. In any case, the computer told me that once we start this, we likely won't be able to go back. So, basically telling us to get all of our affairs in order. And to be perfectly honest, there really is only one side quest I have left to do. I mean, yeah, I could probably go to some of these worlds that I've been to and talk to NPCs and maybe find other side quests, but I mean, I could just do this and then do the final mission, or I could just do the final mission. To be perfectly honest, I don't. If I were to choose this one, I'd probably side with the Stellar Bay people, because I wasn't particularly impressed by anything the Iconoclasts were doing. It's not like they were growing food or being helpful like the people on, like I sided with on the Edgewater dispute. They were just sort of, hey, we're just zealots for no particular reason. I don't know. I was not impressed by them at all. And I think I like the guy who ran the town more. He seemed more likable to me. And I'd probably give it to them. I mean, we could just go ahead and do that, just to say we did it. That's on Monarch, right?
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
There's apparently a blockade over Stellar Bay. Huh. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and then I'm going to jump into the final mission. But yeah, like I said, I installed a new SSD in my computer. An M.2 SSD, a nice 2 terabyte one. So that means I'll be able to, which is a nice upgrade over my regular laptop style SSD, which was less than 500 gigs. This is quadruple the space, and it's going to be a faster and hopefully more reliable drive. I sort of got a cheap SSD when I first built this computer. Now I knew I was going to want to upgrade it at some point in the future, so I got pretty close to a top of the line SSD here. It took me a while to get it working, but I finally got working. It means I'll be able to install some Windows 10 games on here, because the Windows 10 games only seem to want to install on your C drive, and only having 500 gigs is not enough for having the operating system and games and all the other stuff you need on your computer. But 2 terabytes, that should be enough.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Excuse me.
Think they're watching the same serials, following the
Ah, here we go.
If the iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet? I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the iconoclasts.
Yeah, I like this guy better, so we'll just give him... Actually, why don't we ask a few questions?
That's surprising. The board's equipment is usually in top shape. After all, they have first access to any fresh parts or components. A conspiracy? You've spent too much time around Graham.
Why do you need the targeting
because the
module?
module controls the weapons systems. Because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's walls, no Marauder or Raptidon will ever be a threat to us again. Stellar Bay will be as secure as any other settlement in Halcyon. The board's own salvage and recovery clause 32B would say differently.
And they won't dare challenge us over this. Not after the data you found on their experiments here.
Can you imagine what those maniacs would do with weapons like that? They'd wreak havoc.
And roll back all the progress we've made at reconciling with the rest of Halcyon.
Oh, I've known their ilk long enough. Even if they merely sat on the scraps, the threat of a bunch of anarchists holding a gunship would bring the full wrath of the board down on Monarch. We can't afford that.
I'm skeptical they'd care enough to wipe us out, but if they did, we wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, you see our quandary then. Look, Celia, he's being funny again.
I don't think so, sir.
Really? I could have sworn. Well, that's not important. What is important is that there's a considerable distance between us and that ship, and most of it is inhabited by Marauders and Raptidons. Do you just think of these things in the moment, or do you write them down and save them for later? They're very good.
I just answered the question.
I can play along.
Trying to get back to the point of why you can't just make peace with
It's
them.
a town full of yellow-bellied corporate cast-offs who wouldn't know a stun baton from a slide rule. How's that? I can work on it. Good, because we haven't a moment to lose.
Couldn't you just agree to a
They're
truce?
all mad. And what's more, they left us. I don't see any way for us to work together. Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Perhaps you have a point. Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts. That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo.
There ain't a body on this planet that can keep a group patched up like she has. I don't know how she does it.
Now this seems like the
I'm
better
gonna consider it,
solution. I like
but
this.
I need to see her review first. Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified.
If it weren't for her, I'd wager the iconoclast would have died off a while ago.
I wasn't expecting to say this, but if you can put her in charge and convince her to agree to a meeting, I'd be willing to discuss terms.
Very well. Alright, so it seems like we have a good, seems like we can actually resolve this in a way that's better and more interesting. Alright, fast travel to Amber Heights. So I'll just wrap up this side quest, and then I will, and then I'll go on and start the final mission. I may end up streaming, doing some streams of this tomorrow, depending on how long this mission actually is. I'm not sure. Alright, so let's go to here, right?
Hey, Captain. I need your help, and we ought to keep it hush-hush. You know about what happened here, right? The history of Amber Heights?
You're talking about the massacre. Back when the corps were pulling out, pirates raided the place and killed the MSI bigwigs living here.
Right. Common belief is that the pirates fled to an old relay station that had already been abandoned, but nobody could find them. The station's locked up, but one of my people found an old data cartridge in a nearby rat nest. It's mostly corrupted, but I pulled a couple codes off of it. One is the code to the Amber Heights gate. I don't recognize the other, but it's similar. I bet it opens a door.
The Amber Heights gate?
Right. The access codes to Amber Heights. What gets me is, if this belonged to the pirates, that means they knew someone there. If someone gave them the gate code, all those deaths, Captain, all that blood is on their hands.
Why are we keeping this to
Graham
ourselves?
isn't fond of talking about the history here. He had friends who worked here. The massacre hit him pretty hard. You know him. Live and let live and all that. I don't want to burden him right now, especially if this ends up being a dead end. I know it's a long shot, but if we miss something there, if you can get into that station, maybe we can get some answers. I surely do. But it's not far, and if they died in there, they died with their munitions. We'll need them. Besides, if it's filled with valuables from the aristocrats who lived here, we can pawn them off on Sublight and get ourselves ahead on our food budget.
Okay.
Just a warning. The area's infested with mantisaurs. I'd send some help, but we're, preparing for war.
About that.
Appreciate it. Here's the code. If it works, bring back anything you find. Supplies are best, but information's good too. If someone was behind the Amber Heights massacre, it'd give a lot of people around here some closure to find out who and string them up. Good luck. Watch out for the Taros. Welcome back. You find anything out there?
Not yet. Alright, so, it looks like, we won't be able to quite do that just yet. Alright, we can fast travel to here. Instead of solving one side quest, we actually opened up another. So chances are, what I'll end up doing today is I will do this stuff. And I might do the final mission tomorrow? I don't know. 15, episode 15 does seem like a better number to end this series on than 14, but really doesn't matter all that much. I also got a late start today, which again, sorry about that, but technical issues often have their way with me, and not in a good way either. But no, the point is that things aren't going all that great right now. But whatever, I am playing. I am still enjoying this game. I wouldn't mind playing it for a little bit longer. And let's blow this thing to you-know-where. Oops, wrong button. Boom. Knock out a bunch of those things. Not exactly doing much in the way of damage to me at the moment, but whatever. Now that's worth something. Yeah. I judge things on a value to weight ratio. Is that the thing we were looking for?
Great work.
Hey, look at that. I almost missed that completely. Alright, is that everything? Alright. We can head back to here now. I've also been thinking about something I heard from the Bombcast about the importance of doing your companion's quest. Now, I did one. I did what's her name's, but I didn't do the other ones. Any side quests that she has. So I don't know. Maybe I should talk to my companions and see what they've got going on. See if there's any of that stuff I can do. I don't know.
Welcome back. You find anything out there?
Yeah, I found,
Let's see. These are old. Looks like correspondences between the pirates. Some bits here, some there, some... Wait. This one's got the Amber Heights gate code on it. Just like the one I found earlier. And here's... a letter. Wait, this is from Graham. Oh, of all the... Captain. He gave them the gate codes.
E-Cause. Yeah.
Watch it. That's our leader you're talking about. My friend. I know he's got his head in the clouds, but I always believed there was a core of good there. What the hell happened to live and let live? Look, I need to think. Plan. Figure out if I should talk to him or shoot him. Or both. Just don't give him the module yet. Give me a little time. I'll meet you at his place.
All right.
Go take a walk, Captain. I'll find you once my head's on straight.
I'm not sure what that means, but,
All I'm saying is it ain't worth it. It's gonna taste like sulfur all the same. Nuh-uh. Taro's got sweet blood. No? You gotta boil it or you'll get sick.
she looks familiar.
Oh, hello. Good to see you again. Damn right. Ain't nothing in the wilderness can stop me, except being locked up. Well, on the way back, I twisted something in my leg, foot area. Where does my foot end and my leg begin? Wherever that is, it hurts. So, no runs for me for a little while. Time to kick back and relax.
How'd you hurt your leg?
I did a dumb thing. I was trying to get away from a terror ray. Usually, you can just get a ways from their nest and they'll stop following you. But this one was really persistent. Chased me for, I don't know, forever. Scratched me up but good. I barely got away. Then I tripped over a void damn rock. A rock! Not even a slippery one.
Oh dear.
Till it stops hurting, I guess. Zora says I'll be fine in a month or so. Huh? Why? Oh, ha! You're funny.
Yay. Alright. They seriously gonna make me wait for some unspecified amount of time? Ooh, grab that.
Go take a walk, Captain. I'll find you once my head's on straight.
Ah, dagnammit. I don't know. It's telling me to go to her to close out that mission, but she's not talking. And then giving me the option of talking to her about that before I dealt with the side quest. So there really isn't much I can do at the moment. I mean, I can fast travel back to Stellar Bay. I mean, I have an opportunity to settle this issue in a way that makes both sides satisfied and thus increases my reputation with both factions. And if I can do that, I'm going to take it. I'd rather have everyone. So reputation. I'd rather have my reputation increase with everyone than have it increase with one and decrease with another.
Any luck bringing the iconoclast to the bargaining table? I don't like the idea that they'll be trying for that module while we delay. Ooh, that's very good. I wish I could help, but I've never been very good at making presentations. I could work on a brief, if you think it would help your case.
Sure.
Excellent! I'll get to it straight away. It'll be a few weeks before it's ready, but one can't put a price on quality work. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the iconoclasts.
Alright, let's head back to here. So yeah, I'm just trying to get through the side quest, and then I'll be in a good position to take on the main one. Hopefully. It looks like they're both here.
Captain, we should chat. Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the iconoclast surviving is we depose him.
Depose him. Let's go talk to him.
Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
Switch to this gun, just in case.
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats.
Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna do number 1.
What? Zora?
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops. Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer?
Yep.
I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the Iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No.
Let's go with number 1.
I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the Iconoclast so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
That isn't necessary.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it. Asshole. Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the Iconoclasts. It never feels right.
Board reputation increased.
This time it's especially wrong. You got the... Floyd help me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it?
Let's see here. Hold on.
I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line.
Persuade.
You know, Captain, I never thought about that. Maybe he could be taught the eternal truth. Spread the message from within the corporations. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance. Well then. I've got to prepare a few just-in-case measures. But when you're ready, let's meet at the old OSI church outside Stellar Bay.
It's somewhat valuable. I guess I'll take that. All right. So far, so good. Well, yeah, I managed to get quite a bit of stuff done yesterday. The second of my 2 days off. I managed to complete payment for the guy who got my SNES Junior working. And I also managed to get my Christmas tree and Christmas decorations set up. In addition to installing my new M.2 SSD and actually replacing the battery on the clock battery on my motherboard. So it had been losing its clock every time I cut off power to it. Look at that. I managed to replace that and it's working fine now.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Yep.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
This is not a very well lit area.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
If it were, I wouldn't be standing here all vulnerable like.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain.
Persuade.
Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
Well, I'll be damned. If you two can work together, maybe there's some hope for this place after all.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
Graham was a murderous fiend, and I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something. But you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him. That's going too far. But that means I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
I think he's being truthful, Captain. I feel it in my gut. Kind of nauseous, but ticklish.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it. Okay. You're right.
Trying to calm people down here.
It'll take me a while to get over losing Graham.
You know, I felt the same way years ago when he first left. There was something magnetic about him that let you ignore the things you didn't want to see. But surely you know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
As am I. Oh, I can feel my blood pressure lowering already.
Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. Guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
Yay, a rare
Gotta be
achievement.
honest, Captain. Never thought I'd see the day. You've done a good thing for Monarch here.
Soft speaker? What? Yeah. You know what else? I still have the module. The targeting module. Alright, let's head back to the ship. I managed to put that side quest behind us. I feel pretty good about it, too.
Oh, I did not expect you back so soon, Captain.
You never do, Ada. You never do. Let me give a little save on here. Let's see here. Take a look at the journal here. Got a whole long list of missions I've completed. It's pretty long here. And then only 2 botched ones. Suppose I could have done both of them if I had actually knew what I was doing at the beginning, but whatever. Let's see here.
This is my favorite room. It's so spacious.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen will be louder than the hold, so here I am.
Hidey spot.
Cozy like, ain't it?
Well,
Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say. Nah, but I've been thinking on one. Gotta get to know him better, I think. Maybe ask him what he prefers. It ain't nice to give folks a nickname without him giving you the okay first, you know?
is that kicking her out? I don't want to kick her out. That's not nice. I feel like there should be like a vending machine on the ship so I could sell stuff. Huh. Alright. That didn't give me any options for any side quests for her. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna head over to the destination here. I mean, I already put a hard save in, so no. I've already saved my progress. So let's just hop in.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution.
Alright.
Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits.
You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously.
Posthumously. Intimidate. I'm going to intimidate.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you, of course. Obviously. Anyway, Tartar Stalking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
What?
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
I'll talk to you later. Alright, let's, go in with the same two we always go in with. It's unfortunate I was never able to get any more companions, but hey, whatever. Not everyone's playthrough is going to be the same. Some playthroughs are going to be different. And mine clearly is. I can spend all this time in regret, mourning the loss of potential companions or potential story threads I might have missed or potential bit cartridges I might have picked up. But I'm just going to move along here. Enjoy the game whilst I am playing it.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I reign. Push on, Mardak.
We have Groundbreaker people helping us now? Might have other people helping us too.
Error. Employee information not found. Identify yourself.
Intimidate.
Error. This unit is not experiencing errors. Error. This unit is functioning correctly. There is no need for the intervention of mechanical engineers. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hold it. Something about you doesn't look right. No, I meant your uniform. There's something about it. Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right.
Doesn't have the bars in a storm like that, Garden Gates.
Gotta admit it. That's a kingdom walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
I still have a bit of a cough as I'm still recovering from sickness. But at least it's getting better and not worse. That's worth something, right?
There's gotta be a few ways through here.
Let's take a look at the map here. And our goal is at the bottom. What's up with the journal here? Codex. Probably the stealth nonsense. Ow. Okay, that door is sealed. Which means there has to be some way of unsealing it somewhere nearby. Got a whole bunch of rooms here to the left. And a larger one to the right.
Error. Employee information not found. Identify yourself. Error. Transfer request not found. State your employer.
I'm going to say Auntie Cleo's.
Registered. A fine of 10,000 bits will be assessed in your corporation's ledger for failure to follow transfer procedures. Thank you for your cooperation.
Another door that is sealed. Thank you. I'm no longer in the restricted area for the moment, so that's good. Hey, look! Speaking of which, why don't we sell some stuff here? I got a workbench I can take advantage of as well. Let's go over to here and sell all of this junk. All of it. So all of that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. And sell that. Finally sell that. And sell that too. And then sell that. Alright. How about any guns I might have I could sell? Like that. That. Ooh, actually I want to keep that. Sell that. Definitely don't need two. Actually, I already have one of these equipped, so I'm going to sell both of these. Let's take a look at my inventory. Let's unequip this, and let's put this thing there. Got all the vending machines in here. It's crazy. And then use a little workbench here. Modify. What can we modify here? Apparently can't modify Phineas's weapon. No. think I would like this thing. Oh, it's already installed. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Yep. I'm going to create a separate save spot for this. This way, I'll have a save spot just ahead of the point of no return. And another one just ahead of this. The pit. That's where we're going. And I don't mean Pittsburgh either. Here we shall find the Lord of the Pit. We have to sacrifice a creature to him every upkeep, or else he'll do 7 damage to us. We cannot sacrifice Lord of the Pit to itself. What? I don't know. Needless Magic the Gathering references in my Outer World playthrough. That's what you come to this channel for. Where are we? We are waiting for the map to load, and that's where we are. Seems like we're already on the correct floor. Sure, I'll take that. Definitely need more ammo, always. Grab some pancake mix while we're at it. Why not? I like pancakes. Seems like we are going up various different elevators here.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff. Oh, that's great. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. I'll get out of your way.
Yay! Looks like some of the factions we've been helping are now helping us. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like I have to go on the internet and figure out if that's the case or not. Come on.
Hold it right there. Hold it. Something about you doesn't look right. That's not what I'm saying. Whoa. Forget I asked.
look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Yep.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Chairman Rockwell, I presume?
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man.
All right. Sounds like he's been potentially brainwashed, so we gotta keep our eye out for that.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So
They are definitely helping us. Okay. And we're just stealthing while they're doing the shooting. So okay, this is a bizarre situation. Don't remember letting them know that we needed help.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Certainly. Do they pay you by the word?
Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. It's almost as if you delight in chaos. I should have dealt with you a long time ago. You were always too dangerous to leave unchecked.
Can we hurry along? I got a colony
Leaving you
to
alive
save.
was my greatest mistake, but it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
See here. And I'm not leaving without him. Let's do this one.
Well, that's mostly correct. You're not leaving here at all. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain.
What exactly are you going to do?
I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it
warden?
programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically or something.
Alright, so it sounds like we got a big bad robot to fight. Yep. Maybe we can try out this gun. Okay, Can this giant TV not be directly in my way, please? I wonder if any of these allies who showed up suddenly will be here to fight alongside me. That'd be helpful. I still have my 2 companions. These 2 are already equipped with pretty powerful weapons. How about a little bit of this? How about use these abilities again? I'm glad I put as much into my shooting ability as I did. Boom! Knock that thing down. Dagnammit. I wonder how much I should have spent, how much effort I should have been putting into taking out those smaller drones. I got that guy down to pretty low health there, so that's at least something, but, I don't know. Perhaps I should have been, clearing out the support troops, the support robots, maybe? I don't know.
System alert.
Perhaps I should knock him down and then do that. Knock him down again. And then shoot him. At least there's only 2 of these things in the room with me now. Boom. It's hammer time. Perhaps a shotgun would be better at this range. Both of them are dead. Dagnammit. Apparently that wasn't the way to do it either. Again, I felt like I got its health down pretty low, but not low enough. Keep trying, I guess. I'm keeping an occasional eye on the chat just in case anyone pops in. Usually doesn't happen, but you never know. I like to remind myself of that at least. Alright, let's try this first. I don't know how much damage this is actually doing. Hammer time. Knock him down and then use this ability. I like that camera angle. I'm down to half health, that's something. Need to heal up though. Wrong button there. Wow, there's a lot of these combat drones. And the other girl's down. It's really low on health there, but so am I. There you are. Dagnammit, stupid reloading. Did I get him? Yes, I did. Awesome. Ah, crap. You two alright? You're no longer dead? Had to get that thing off of that thing. Very descriptive, I know. And it looks like when I destroyed that thing, all these combat drones went inert. Which is good news for me. Make sure everything's loaded up. Including the shotgun. Alright. Did I beat the game?
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved and long overdue.
90,000 XP. 120,000.
You lunatic! You broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man! You are absolutely out of your mind. And I
Thank
can't
you.
begin to thank you enough.
Is this the part where he turns on me?
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish.
Stuff in the sequel, I suppose?
You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
How worse is worse? I like this.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands.
Like what?
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
That's what it sounds like.
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, certainly.
Let's ask a few questions, I suppose. What do you think happened?
I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here. I heard it from Akande herself. She tried to pressure me into joining her side, you see. Tried to make me realize that all hope is lost, and that we are alone. She was half right. We are alone, and we're going to have to fend for ourselves, because there's no telling what's happened to Earth. You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them. Yes, Akande mentioned as much. Earth hasn't sent us a single message in 3 years. No one knows why. Akande had kept the truth to herself, perhaps with good reason. Can you imagine what would have happened if word got out? We'd have utter pandemonium.
Pandemonium.
I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours.
Well, better late than never, I
I'm not
guess.
asking you to forgive me. Lord knows I won't forgive myself. But I'm going to try to set things right. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer as best I can.
No, there's no more options here.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you.
What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Sure.
When I
Why
revived
not?
you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds.
The
Exciting,
wheel in the
isn't
sky
it?
keeps turning. Don't know where I'll be tomorrow. Alright, so is that the end of the game? Do we see credits roll?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them
All
found a
results of
way
my
to carry
choices,
on.
no doubt.
In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower,
Here we go.
Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight
Now what about the
Salvage
one lady
together.
that we helped?
The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter.
Okay.
Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer.
All right.
Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation.
Okay.
The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once
Lots of people we
that no
affected in
help
this
would be coming
playthrough.
from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis.
Imagine it would have been like if we did more of the
As
side
to Dr.
quest.
Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope.
All right.
Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancements. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and
So it sounds like I got a pretty good ending then.
Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster.
A student becomes the master?
The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years.
I wonder what happened to that lady who said she was going to help Phineas Wells. That he should contact her. I wasn't able to get him to tell him that information, and nothing was mentioned there. I don't know. Well, yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of my playthrough of The Outer Worlds on the Xbox One. That's a pretty good game. I don't know if how many hours I actually put into it. Probably more than the 20 hours that everyone is saying it would take. And clearly, there's a bunch of stuff that I missed. The stuff that, from the earlier parts that I screwed up. Clearly, there's 3 roster spots on my ship's manifest that are empty. One of which was going to be taken up by that preacher, but then there's 2 more I could have gotten as well. And I don't even know who those would be. Maybe this is all stuff I can look up on the internet. I don't know. I mean, obviously it is, but whether I will do that, we'll have to see. But yeah, I beat the game. Here's credits. Proof that I finished The Outer Worlds. Maybe I'll do another playthrough of this game at some point in the future. I don't know. I have a lot of games I want to get to, including the next game on my list, which is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Now, I'm not going to start this tomorrow. I have a bunch of stuff I have to do over the next few days. What I'll do is I'll start playing this game on Sunday. I'm certainly glad I was able to get whatever that annoying... I'm certainly glad I was able to get the stream off today, even though it was over half an hour late. It means I should be able to do tonight's Modern Wednesday stream devoted to yet more Dead Cells without any issues. Now, this is just me opening and closing this case of Sekiro for no particular reason. Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty good game. Although, I should be honest with you, this is not going to lead me into getting into other games of this style, like Fallout. For some reason, the Fallout series has never been the least bit interesting to me. Something about the post-apocalyptic landscape not being compelling to me in any way. I tried this game because it was on Game Pass. It got a lot of good reviews. People talked about it being short and more focused, and it was just set in space. This thing had a lot going for it that got me to give it a try. And most games of this style don't have that much going for it, in my opinion. So, I decided I was just going to give it a try, and that's what I did. And I'm glad I did. But don't expect me to suddenly start getting into Fallout games. I will be interested to see what the next Elder Scrolls game ends up being, Elder Scrolls 6. They have officially announced that exists, but beyond that, we have not heard anything since E3 of last year. And I think they're working on Starbound. They're going to try to get that out before they get the Elder Scrolls 6 out. So yeah. So there it is, the end of The Outer Worlds. I think I got a pretty decent ending with all is said and done. Obviously, if I'd done more side stuff, I would have had more of those, this and this happened to such and such. But hey, I'm glad things worked out for the Iconoclast in the MSI group. That is the one I put the most effort into, I think. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just sort of sitting here waiting through the credits. Take-Two Interactive, Legal Counsel, and HR. Okay, my wireless controller connected for some reason. Disconnected. In the middle of the credits. Maybe it's because I haven't touched it in a while. I don't know. That's a little annoying. More Firefly style music. Unreal Engine, yep. That would explain the Unreal Engine style texture popping when you load up a new area. It's like Unreal Engine because it is Unreal Engine. So yeah, there it is, The Outer Worlds. And I'm going to call it a stream, and I'm going to call it a stream series. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it when people take time out of their day to watch my streams and my videos. Sorry again for the lateness of today, but technical difficulties having the way with me again is annoying. Just as a quick reminder, I do a stream like this just about every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. At least I do from Sunday through Thursday. I will be taking a little bit of a hiatus, so there won't be any stream tomorrow, but on Sunday I will start my playthrough of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice for the Xbox One. I have the physical copy in my hand, although the actual disc is in the system. And yeah, I'm looking forward to giving that a try. I hear it's tough, but I think I'm ready for it. I've played plenty of tough games in my years, and I'm ready for the challenge. But yeah, look forward to that. I do a retro stream on Monday night at 8 p.m. And this coming Monday, I'll be doing some Super Nintendo stuff as I got my SNES Junior with its RGB SCART mod finally working. And tonight, and I do a modern stream on Wednesday night, and tonight I'm going to be doing more Dead Cells. And I finally got past the second boss the last time I played, so I'm going to see what lies beyond. And see how far I can get in this run. And I do occasional 4K and or HDR videos on Fridays. I might do one about the Outer Worlds, because it is 4K-ish. Dynamic resolution. I'm not sure. It's not HDR, though. Maybe I can do some, I don't know. It might not be a good game for that because of all the loading screens. We'll see, we'll see. No promises. But yeah, daily long play streams, retro streams on Monday night, 8 p.m. Daily long streams at 11 a.m. from Sunday to Thursday, retro streams on Monday night at 8 p.m., modern streams on Wednesday nights at 11 p.m., all Eastern Standard Time, and occasional 4K HDR uploads on Friday. That's my channel. And I thank you so much for joining me on this endeavor, this romp, this skip, hop, skip, and a jump through the Outer Worlds. Drop a like or subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Heard something about a bell. I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell to me. But yeah, I'll see you back here on tonight for the continuing run through Dead Cells. And I'll see you on here on Sunday, tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see you back here on Sunday from the start of my playthrough of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That will be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, take it easy.